And welcome everybody. Good morning. It is Tuesday, the 13th of August, and I'm coming to you live from my craft room, and it is wet and miserable here again in the scenic rim. We had a little bit of fun last night. So I was actually in the middle of recording a video, and right at the end of the video, everything went black. And yep, you guessed it, we lost power. And we lost power a couple of times. So I was then panicking after the power came back on. I was thinking, am I going to be able to salvage that video? And anyway, I went into Zoom and it was sitting there, and I thought, that's okay, I'll convert the video now. When I went to convert the video, the power went again, and it went 3 times, and we were without a power for a little while, and it was around dinner time. So it was around like when people would have been getting organized to cook their dinner. When it came back on the 3rd time, I thought, I'm going to race in, heat up my dinner, boil the kettle and put it in the thermos. We always think about it, don't we? Every time we've got no power. Well, I'd love to sit down and have a cup of coffee because I've got no power, but we can't boil the kettle. If you don't have gas, of course. If you have gas, you can always boil the kettle, but I don't have gas here. So that was a little bit of fun. So fingers crossed that our power stays on today while I do my live video today. So we better not muck around today. We better get into it and make sure that we get it happening. And just as I went live, it just started bucketing down again. They've predicted floods for our area. They've also predicted floods for my old hometown, Lismore, Northern Rivers area. And I just had a message from my daughter, and she said that it's pouring down rain again, really heavy down there in Lismore again. So fingers crossed. Lismore really doesn't need to have floods after the big major flood a couple of years ago that wiped out most of the town. So fingers crossed. I hope they're not in for a flood. So good morning. Now, Theo's missing in action once again. And the reason why he's missing in action is because I scared the living daylights out of him this morning. He was out in the garage, and I put the garage door up to go out and clean out his kitty litter trays. And of course, he was in the garage, wasn't he? So as soon as he seen the garage door go up, he thought, oh, she's getting in the car. And he ran through from the garage into the house at 100 miles an hour, straight in underneath my doona in my bed. And that's actually where he is at the moment. So anyway, so he probably won't be joining us. I'm assuming that now that scared him, that's probably where he'll stay unless I drag him out from underneath the covers. But it's what he does. He's a little bit of a sensitive little character. When something scares him, he's bam, straight into my bed, straight underneath the doona, and all you see is a lump in the middle of the bed. So that's where Theo is at the moment. Not really earning his keep, but anyway. So I just wanted to let you know that I have my catalogs in my hot little hands. So if anyone would like a brand new mini September to December mini catalog, then please make sure you scan that QR code, and you will be able to, it'll take you to a registration form. It will put you on my mailing list to be able to receive a beautiful catalog in the post. I'm going to endeavor to try and get those catalogs out at the beginning of next week, but I am really, really busy because I have a 3-day craft show. Yes, 3-day craft show in Toowoomba at the end of next week. So if you're in the Toowoomba area and you want to come and see me at the Craft Alive, I will be exhibiting there. And if you wanted to come and pick up a catalog from me there, then by all means, I will have some catalogs with me. But I will be exhibiting in the Toowoomba area on the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of this month. So I will try to get my catalogs out at the beginning of next week before I go. But if things get busy, I can't promise that I will get them out in time. I'm running a little bit behind time with all of my jobs that I have to get done, for the simple fact that everything stopped to do the craft room, the craft studio build. As usual, when I've got my father building, I need to go with it. So Daryl said he went to Lismore yesterday and could not believe how much water was around, and the creeks are on the way over are so high with water. I know. It's a bit of a worry. I hope, fingers crossed, we can hope it stops in time. But they've had big downpours overnight as well in the catchment areas. So I don't know, maybe they're looking like they're going to get floods. And I know that it's been not too bad here, but we've got some storms that are, and they've predicted storms again for today, and they've also predicted storms again for tomorrow here in our area. And I think with the normal rainfall and then the storms on top of it, the storms are what bring the extra heavy rain, I think. So, but anyway, if you want to get your hands on one of those catalogs, then by all means, please feel free to scan that QR code and fill out the registration link to get on my mailing list for the mini catalog. So we've got some super awesome things in the mini catalog. Now, the other thing I wanted to remind you about as well is that this month is the month to redeem your $9 coupon codes that you would have earned in July. So if you're someone that placed an order in July that you spent more than $90, you would have been emailed a coupon code from Stampin' Up. And this month is the only month that you can redeem those $9 coupons. So please make sure you scan that QR code. It will take you to my online store and you'll be able to redeem those $9 coupons off an order that you place through my online store. So good morning. I can see quite a few of you are jumping on now. So that's awesome. Just the last thing that I want to let you know is my 2-day retreat, my Christmas retreat. Registration will be closing at the end of September, but spots are filling up very fast. I'm overwhelmed with the response that I've got from all of the people that have registered. So if you are someone that normally attends my retreats, then please make sure you jump on and register. Full payment is due by the end of September, and we will be crafting on the 2nd and the 3rd of November here in the Scenic Rim. Now, if you are somebody that doesn't live close to the Scenic Rim and you want to get in on my 2-day craft retreats, you can get a retreat in a box. It just costs an extra $25 for me to post out your retreat in a box to you. You get everything that everyone gets in person in a box delivered to your doorstep with full printed instructions. It costs $220 to attend my November retreat. And for that $220, you will get the decorative trees bundle. You will get designer series paper. So the bundle, yes, that's the stamp set and the die set. That will be in your kit. So you will get the decorative trees bundle. You will get designer series paper, you will get cardstock, you will get ribbon, you will get embellishments, and you will also get a PDF tutorial showing you step by step how to create the 8 projects that we do. I share the designing with my lovely friend Courtney Houston from the Central Coast. We get together and we design some great fun crafty projects for you. So if you're interested in that, please make sure you scan that QR code on the screen, or you can check the link out in the show more box down below on YouTube or in the description of this video. Now, the only other thing that I wanted to let you know is that even though I'm showing you things this month that you can't get right at the very moment, you can actually get them because you can get them in a starter kit. So if you fall in love with what I did yesterday or what I did on Friday, or what I do in the next few days, then please feel free to maybe take me up on the offer of becoming one of my discount shoppers. So you get to choose $235 worth of product. You only pay $169. It gets delivered to your door freight free, and you get to enjoy an ongoing discount of 20% from now until the end of January, guaranteed. No matter how little you spend, you will definitely enjoy that discount for all of that time. Now, can overseas purchase the tutorial? Sheila, I could organize that. Yes, you could possibly purchase the tutorial seeing you're overseas. Yes, I will let you know. You will have to send me an email. So I will just pop up my email address. Please email me here. You'll see on the bottom of the screen. Please email me, Sheila, your email address, and I would be more than happy to be able to sell you the PDF tutorial. Okay. So of course the tutorial for the Christmas one is not going to be available. I've got past tutorials as well if you're interested in them. But yeah, Okay. All right. Now, what else do I need to tell you? Is there anything else I need to tell you? I'm seriously thinking, is there anything else I need to tell you? The only thing I wanted to tell you about is for the people that do my monthly Scrap It With Me workshops, I did have Lynn that messaged me and asked me when's the next time she can purchase the one for next month. So the Scrap It With Me workshops will be going out hopefully towards early next week. I will be getting your kits. I was just waiting on some of the designer series paper to turn up, and that has arrived. So I will be able to pack your kits early next week after I've done my card buffet. So at the moment, I'm trying to get organized for my card buffet. You would love to come to retreat? Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a long way to travel, but jump on an aeroplane, Lynn. You know, just saying, jump on an aeroplane. I've had people that have come from Victoria and come to my retreats. My email should be Bow Lady, Christine. Karen, the stamp set that I'm using, I just said, is the Decorative Trees bundle. So yeah, that's what we'll be using at retreat. So, okay, let's get to crafting, because that's what you're all here for, isn't it? Crafting. I mean, are we here to chat or are we here to craft, you know? All right, so I'm going to be using, and my camera is a little bit crooked, I'm going to be using the Regal Flora bundle. So I'm using, it's called the Regal Winter Suite, I think it is. What's it called? Something like that. Anyway, so that's what I'm actually going to be using this morning, and I'm going to make a super cute card just with the stamps on this one to start off with, and we are going to use some of that designer series paper. Let me see if I can find it behind me here. Bear with me until I can just grab, I think that's it there. Okay, so we have that. I just want to show you some of the things that go with this, because it is a gorgeous suite, and I'm not going to use all of the things in this suite today, but I wanted to show you what actually comes in the whole suite, because this could be a suite that you may want to put maybe the whole suite of products in your kit. Okay, so you'd love to join my group, but as I enter my cards and scrapbooking in our local show, I would be breaking agreement rules. I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Jeanette. Okay, so this ribbon is one of my favorites. Can you message me later, Jeanette, just to understand what that means? Oh, and the other thing is too, for anyone that is Regal Winter Suite, thank you, Jill. For anyone that is interested, we have our local show coming up on the 6th and the 7th of 6th and the 7th of September. And for anyone that wants to enter any of their cards or anything, if you're local to me, they've asked me to ask people to enter cards into our local show. So cards or scrapbooking layouts, yeah, whatever. Okay, so we've got this gorgeous Blackberry Bliss ribbon, which is my favorite. We've got this gorgeous designer series paper. So you can see here it's got beautiful florals and then more neutral patterns on the back. Our wild wheat and pretty peacock. So I love the coloring of this suite. Like, it's my colors. I mean, Blackberry Bliss, well, look at my fingernails, for instance. My fingernails match it. Isn't that amazing? The blue tones are gorgeous as well. And the Blackberry Bliss. I mean, you got to love the Blackberry Bliss. Okay. And then there's that last page there with the wild wheat. Okay. So that is the designer series paper. Now, the coordinating colors that go with that are Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Cherry Cobbler, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, and Wild Wheat are what goes with that designer series paper. But there is also this paper here, which is called the Regal Distressed Patterns. So we're going to be using a little tiny bit of this today, but these are really pretty as well. So these are called the Regal Distressed Patterns. And we have Pretty Peacock here. These are not double-sided. They're only one-sided. We have, it looks like cherry cobbler. And this one here just looks like basic white and gold, I think. I know it said something about basic beige, but I don't think it's basic beige. We're going to keep that piece out because we're going to use some of that today. Tiny little piece of that today. I'll just pop that aside. Okay, so I wanted to make, and these are the gorgeous embellishments as well. So you can see here, these are called Regal foiled adhesive back dots. And there is some greens up here that hide underneath this label. Okay, so you've got a few different colors there. Obviously cherry cobbler, maybe night of navy, berry burst maybe, and it looks like shaded spruce to me, something like that. The ribbon is stunning, Carol. I agree. The ribbon is absolutely stunning, and I do agree with that. All right. Okay, so so this is the stamp set. We have some dies that go with it as well, and I have them in here, and I haven't mounted my stamps yet. I've got all this new product and I haven't mounted the stamp. So you can see here we've got this gorgeous die here, which is a really great die. It creates a frame as well as a label as well. So it's a great die just to be using as a staple die in your craft room. So bear with me while I pop these all onto their stickers. So what I normally do with my stamp sets, when I get my stamp sets, and I should have done this before I jumped on, but I was busy doing business training calls this morning with team members and things, and I didn't get the opportunity to actually mount all of my stamps. So I pull them all out of this rubber sheet, and I don't keep that piece. And then what I do is I take all the backings off all of them, ready to go. And then I'm going to show you, everyone loves this trick that I show them about how to mount their stamps and stickers, because it is by far the easiest way to do them. And I find, at least by doing them the way I do them, you've got them mounted on your block ready to go. And plus you've got a better chance of making sure that you line your labels up nice and straight. And now that I've seen Lynn on there, I just wanted to say, so my September scrapbooking, I was actually waiting to see what we got from Stampin' Up, and I was hoping that we were going to have our hands on what Stampin' Up were bringing out, so that I could use it for my September scrapbook, Scrap It With Me workshop. But of course, they're not releasing anything until the beginning of September. So I've decided that I will go with the Thoughtful Journey Designer Series paper, and we will use the Thoughtful Wishes bundle for the Scrap It With Me workshop. I will possibly get those details up. I'm not sure whether I'll get them up today or maybe early tomorrow for anyone that wants to register. I am running behind with those types of things, and it's only because I'm trying to play catch up, as I said, after building in the craft studio. So hopefully I will get the details up definitely this week, so that you can jump on and register. And as soon as I actually have the details all sorted and it created so that you can have the registration link, I will let you all know. Okay, so all I'm doing is I'm taking the labels off. I'm popping the stamp straight onto my block, and that way you actually get your stamp lined up really, really well. If you cut the seam on the embellishments pack along the side, you can easily slide them in and out the side without running into the sticky tab. I normally just take the packet off and leave them without the packet on them. But that's me. But yeah, great tip. Definitely a great tip, Mary. All right, so let's get these stamps sorted. There. A few more to go. Let's grab. That block will be big enough for that one. So all I do is I just pull up the corners of that backing strip, and then you pull the actual sticker up itself and stick it onto your block. Easiest way to put your stickers on your stamps. I used to do it the other way where I used to peel one half of the label off and then try and line it up over the top, but I found that this way works so much better. And the beauty of it is they're all on our blocks, ready to start crafting with once we get them done. I like to do this with new sets. I like to be able to pull them all out and get them all with their stickers on. Generally, I like to do it before I start a video, but at least it shows people how to do it if they're struggling with getting their stickers on straight. And the reason why you flick that one up and that one just flicked down by mistake is to be able to get the backing sheet off when you go to do that. There. And we've got a couple more to go. I'm nearly there, people. So type into the comments if you are already with Stampin' Up. Type into the comments and let me know, what is your favorite out of the brand new mini catalog? What's your favorite bundle? Or what's your favorite suite? Type it into the comments. Do you have a favorite yet? Type it in the comments and let's see what we can see, what might be one of the top sellers. You do it the same way, Suzanne? Yeah. And the beauty of it is then you've got them all lined up on your stamps, ready to go, on your blocks, ready to go, and you can go ahead and stamp. And sometimes when you get a new bundle, the best thing to do is to get everything out and stamp with it. You know, just grab some scrap paper, stamp with the stamps. And I'll let that one go down too. That's this one, Missing You. There. 2 more to go. That one, and probably that one. Sheila's saying too many at this stage to have a favourite. That one's not going to fit on there. I'm going to have to do one of those. Lynn says she hasn't decided yet. I know. You're all waiting to see what I use, aren't you? You're waiting for me to do the trial run first. Okay, so Carla says she likes the decorative trees. That's the bundle I'm using for my retreat. Lynn says she likes the suite that I'm using, but you like the Christmas suites as well. Yeah. Well, that's more or less what the catalog's about, isn't it? A lot of it. I decided to do this because I know some people aren't ready for Christmas crafting yet. I mean, I'm ready, but some people aren't. And then what I do is with my piece here, I don't throw that away. I put Seal Plus on the back like that. And then I open up my stamp case and I pop it in. Oops. I don't know why I need to make this look so hard, but I pop it in there. Okay. And then I know when I go to put my stamps all back in, I know where they're supposed to go and it doesn't fall out. Okay. So I do that with the Seal Plus. All right. Okay. So let's get into crafting this card. Sorry about that taking me all that time, but it's always good to show people how to do those stickers because, as I said, a lot of people struggle with trying to get that to happen. All right, so I'm going to use basic white cardstock to start off with. And I'm going to cut a card base. So my regular card base size. There. So if you struggle with your card bases and your layers, you may want to check out my template that I have over on my website, and it teaches you exactly how to cut your card bases and layers and get perfect card base layers every single time. Now, I am going to use the remainder of this white. You may go, why are you using that? Because it is the white thick cardstock, but I'm using it just so I don't have to race over and grab another piece. I'm going to cut a piece for the front and a piece for the inside. Now, my piece for the front, I think I'm going to cut down 1/8 of an inch smaller, and I think I am casing something from the catalogue, but I think, you know, you all know me. I'm going to put my own spin on it. All right, so I've got that. I'm going to work out what colored layer I will put underneath it. So that one's for my inside, that one's for my front. So first of all, what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of cardstock and we're going to do a little bit of stamping here. Okay, so I'm going to do a color combination of I might do what colors are in that. It did say blackberry bliss, cherry cobbler, navy peacock shade, spruce wild wheat, berry burst. It did say berry burst, so we're going to do berry burst. We're going to do blackberry bliss. We're also going to do pretty peacock, and I'm going to bring in the dreaded wild wheat that everybody says, I don't know whether I like wild wheat or I don't. So I've got berry burst, blackberry bliss, pretty peacock, and wild wheat. All right, so we are going to stamp a little arrangement here. I also want to cut a strip of this, and I'm going to cut that strip probably about 1 inch. Like that. And I'm not quite sure yet on the length of it. I will work out the length as we go along. Actually, no, I'll work out the length now. So I want the length around about here. So let's see. See, this is how sometimes I do this. I want the length around, let's do it 4 inches. We'll do it at 4 inches. Will we do it at 4 inches? Yes, 4 inches. Okay. So we have a strip. We're going to do that at about 4 inches. All right. Now, I want to arrange my arrangement around this strip of Designer Series paper. So that's the Designer Series paper that I just showed you with that foily accent on it. So I want to stamp my arrangements around this piece of Designer Series paper. So first of all, I'm going to grab my berry burst, and I'm going to take my 3 flowers, this one here. So we've got a single flower, but we also have the 3 flowers. So I'm going to use the one that's got the 3 flowers. I'm going to ink it up. Now I'm going to check out and see how this stamps. Before I put it onto my cardstock, I want to ink it up and see how this stamps. And it's stamping perfectly, okay? So I'm going to stamp that. I want to put one up here like that, okay? So that's going to be there. Then I want to put one, I'm going to rotate it. Am I going to rotate it? Yes, I am. I'm going to rotate it and I'm going to put one down here, okay? So we're still using that as our guide. We're still using the designer series paper as our guide to work out where we're going to place all of our stamped images. So that was done with Berry Burst. I'm now going to take the leafy image here and I'm going to use the pretty peacock. Oh, where's the little Donna? They all want to see me in the corner. Everyone wants to see me in the corner. So let's put me in the corner. Add camera. There we go. There I am. I sometimes wonder, is it you want to see my facial expressions when I go to do something? I don't know. All right, so now I'm actually going to stamp that off and see how that's stamping, and that's stamping gorgeously as well. So we're going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp that one there, like so. And I'm going to stamp this one coming in down here. Okay, so we're still using that piece as our guide to get us this gorgeous stamped image. All right, so we've done our flowers, we've done our leaves. Now there's this other leafy image, and I want to bring in some Blackberry Bliss into this layout as well. You think I'm missing in action? I'm still here. All right, so I'm going to take this other leafy image, and we're now going to stamp one of those. Let's see what that looks like. My Blackberry Bliss needs to be re-inked. Okay, I'm going to take you through re-inking an ink pad because my Blackberry Bliss, you can see here, I'm going to show you. Once I've re-inked, you will see the difference in the Blackberry Bliss. So let's re-ink. So when you have an ink pad that is stamping very light, and you think it used to be a little bit more vibrant than that, or the color used to be richer than that, it might mean that your ink pad just needs to be re-inked. So I did have my Blackberry Bliss out because I knew that my Blackberry Bliss was like that. Now, so all I've done is dropped some drops there, and then you take a bone folder or something, and you massage that ink in. Okay, so we're going to massage that in. So just like that. Now, of course, you're going to need just bear with me, I've got to go and grab, oh no, there's my chamois, I'll use it. You're going to need something to clean off your, if you don't want to wreck your bone folder like mine is, I have a bone folder that's specially just for re-inking. If you don't want to wreck your bone folder like that, the back of a spoon will work really well. Now, I just want to show you the difference between that stamped image there and now that I have re-inked, how good this looks. Okay, can you see the difference? I'm going to hold that up. Can you see the difference in that? This was before I re-inked. This is after I re-inked. Okay, so you want to see me in the corner because we have to know how to hold our mouths, right, Valerie? Well, I mean, yeah, maybe I do hold, I don't know. Maybe I hold my mouth a strange way. I don't know. I remember saying to my kids, do you have to stick your tongue out while you're doing that? Because some people stick their tongues out when they're concentrating. So I'm actually just going to stamp that like that. And then, of course, I'm going to stamp another one just down through here like that. And our piece of designer series paper is still going to go over the top of that. Now, we're going to bring in the wild wheat because I know the jury's all out on the wild wheat. There's people that love it. There's people that hate it. I don't mind wild wheat when it is combined with something, with some other colors. Okay. Sheila, what are you using? A ping pong ball? I don't know what that comment is about. I'm going to use wild wheat now, and we're going to add some of these cute little dots. So we're going to pop some over here, and this is just going to give us a little bit of texture in amongst our stamping. Some up there. You love the stamps? I know. They're gorgeous, aren't they? And we're going to pop some just here like that. Okay. So we've got a gorgeous card front there just by doing a little bit of a stamping and arranging there. We can actually, and I've just looked, I'm supposed to have, I'm so bad at copying things. I'm supposed to have another couple of things coming out the end here. I don't know whether I've got room to do it, but we will see if we can do it. I went a little bit out of control here. So we're supposed to have some more out here and some more of the Blackberry Bliss at the end there. But anyway, that one and this one. There we go. And for that matter, I feel like we could put some more out here, but we will leave it. We'll just, enough is enough. I think enough is enough. I didn't quite have enough room. I'm sure the card that they've made has a bigger layer than what I've got. But the reason why my layer is smaller is because you know me. I can't just put that on the front of a card. I actually need to have a color in behind. So I think what I'm going to use is the Berry Burst as a layer in behind. Do we want to do Berry Burst or do we want to do Blackberry Bliss? Do I have any Blackberry Bliss in here? Oh, I probably can't do Blackberry Bliss because I may not have a layer in here. And the reason being, or do I? No, I don't think I do. I don't have a layer in here to be able to do the Blackberry Bliss. We're going to have to do, no, I don't, because I took my drawers out to the other craft studio. Oh, do I have, I don't think I have Pretty Peacock either. Oh, I have Pretty Peacock. Okay, so here we go. I have Pretty Peacock or I have Berry Burst. Do we want to put Pretty Peacock in behind there? Or do we want to do Berry Burst? Type it in the comments and let me know. Berry Burst. So that's the Berry Burst. Or do we want to do Pretty Peacock? There we go. Look at that. Berry Burst or Pretty Peacock. What's the flavor? There we go. I don't have any Blackberry Bliss, Suzanne. It's actually out because I took 2 sets of my drawers out into the craft studio. The Blackberry Bliss is out there. I don't have any Blackberry Bliss on my shelf there. No. So we have Pretty Peacock. We have 2. We have, oh, Pretty Peacock. Got it. Okay, Pretty Peacock. All right, we're going to do Pretty Peacock. Pretty Peacock got the vote before all the Berry Burst people, or the Berry Burst people too slow off the mark. You're all saying Berry Burst now. Too late. Too late. Okay. Now, let's get that straight. Wow, I didn't do that straight. What am I doing here? There we go. The beauty of our liquid glue is that we have that wiggle room, so we're able to move that around if we haven't got it lined up straight. Peacock does look better, Jeanette. Well, anyway, it's what we're going to have to use because that's what everyone voted for. All right, so we have that. I'm going to get a bit of Berry Burst in here anyway. I'm going to do Berry Burst as a layer for my sentiment. So I'm just going to, and the sentiment I'm doing is sending love your way. So let's do maybe 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to emboss. I've still got my embossing. No, I haven't. I haven't got my embossing, my heat tool plugged in, but I think I'm going to emboss this because I just think an embossed layer sentiment looks really good. So I'm going to bring in, this is my embossing buddy. I'll bring in this scrap piece of paper to put underneath it when I go to put my embossing powder on. And I was going to say, I just flopped down on my chair. I've realized what's wrong with my chair. When I flop down on my chair, that's when it goes down and goes really low. So I've realized that I've got to sit down gently. But the problem is I get up to get something and I flop myself back down in the chair and then my chair goes down. Okay, so sending love your way. So I'm using my Versamark ink. Then I'm going to grab my white embossing powder. Put a little bit of white over that and pick it up if I can, keeping all that embossing powder on that piece of paper. Now, if you have any stray pieces, now is your time to brush them off, or otherwise they will be little spots on your sentiment label, and you don't want those little spots. Okay, let's put our lid on that. Let's put that back into there. All right. Now I have to plug my heat tool in because once again, it's not plugged in. I need to permanently plug it in so that I don't have to keep doing this every time I go to do heat embossing. I do have another PowerPoint, but it's on the other side of my computer that I could use. Sorry, I was just having a mouthful of coffee. All right. You think it makes the flowers pop, the peacock color? So now I'm going to heat from underneath. You'll see when this starts to turn. There we go. I always love seeing heat embossing take place. There we go. So sending love your way. Awesome. All right. Now, I'm going to use some of the ribbon. This is going to be one of my card buffet cards. And all of the ladies are going to go, why didn't we get some of that ribbon? Because I want to use some of the Blackberry Bliss ribbon on this, but they're not getting Blackberry Bliss ribbon in their kits on the weekend. But I wanted to showcase that ribbon because I think they're going to love it. They're all going to want to order it in September. Okay, I just wanted to trim that down a little bit. I'll trim that bit down a little bit too. Just to make it a little bit thinner. And I couldn't not add some of this ribbon on here. Like, honestly, I have to add some of this ribbon on here because it is simply gorgeous. All right. I want to put it, and are you ready for this? My new scissors. You've never heated from underneath, Jeanne? Is it Jeanne? Is that how I say your name? Yeah, I do it from underneath because it doesn't blow the heat embossing powder around anywhere. But also too, when we heat with our heat tool, it curls our cardstock, and I like my cardstock to curl down and under, not up and over. If that makes sense. I like to tease you. All right, so I think I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to do that, and I think I'm going to then do that. What do you think? What do you think? Just as a little snippet so they can all look at that ribbon and go, I want that ribbon. New scissors, and I'm going to put them back in here so I know that they're the scissors for the ribbon. All right, I think that's going to look quite cute. And I like the fact that everything's a little bit skew with. So let's add that on. So I'm just going to take my Seal Plus. I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to put that a little bit skew with, like not exactly straight. So a little bit like some of my friends overseas call it cattywop. Is that what they call it? Cattywop? Now, I don't know whether this ribbon, it does actually have a right side. So when you actually get your ribbon, I don't know whether you all know this. When you get your ribbon, the way it's rolled on your ribbon, the outside is the top side of the ribbon. So I don't necessarily know whether you can tell which is the top side and which is the bottom. Obviously, this is the top side because it's curling that way. It's been around the roll. But I don't think you could actually physically check the difference. All right, so I'm now going to pop that going down the opposite way. So I've got this one going up this way. I've got this one coming down this way a little bit. Make sure I get that even, like so. And then, of course, I'm going to pop up my sentiment over the top again like this. Okay, so just a little bit different. So let's grab some dimensionals and we can pop that up onto some dimensionals. I know they're all going to say to me at Card Buffet on the weekend, why didn't we get some of that beautiful ribbon? Cattywampus. There we go, Maggie. Maggie knows it. Cattywampus. There we go. I've heard you all say it. I love the saying. I think it's so cute. All right. So we have that. Now, of course, I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals and put it on the front of my card. And then we're going to stamp the inside of our card. Now, never, ever leave your cards naked on the inside, people. Please make sure you put inserts on the inside of your cards. I always hate a naked card. I call it a card that's got no insert, a naked card, because it's not finished. We need to put something on the inside. So we're going to do just a combination of what we've got on the outside for the inside. So I'm just going to take all the backings off those, and it would have been quicker for me to get my take your pick tool and collect them all. But anyway, there we go. All right, so we've got that. We will then pop that. I've got to stand up to do this because I like to stand up and make sure I get everything lined up where it needs to be on my card, like so, and then I press down. Okay, so that's looking super cute. Let's do a little bit of stamping on the insert now. So once again, I'm going to use the flowers. So let's grab our berry burst. Although I might use the single flower. Let's grab our pretty peacock first. I love this leafy image. I think it's super, super cute. So let's do a leafy image like that. Let's do the Blackberry Bliss over the top, which we could have it like that. Then let's do this single flower in the berry burst here, and possibly another little one down in through there, and maybe no, I think that's all right. And then I think we will use some of our wild wheat to pop some little dotty pieces around, so we can pop some little dotty pieces here and maybe a little dotty piece just there. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, let's see what we can put on the inside. What's this sentiment say? Wishing I were there to give you a hug. Sending love your way. Wishing I was there to give you a hug. That sounds awesome. Let's put that on the inside. Hang on, I'll wipe up my desk here, my glass mat, so I don't get any of that on me or on my card. Okay. So I think I'm going to do the sentiment in Berry Burst. Just getting those ink pads out of the way. Let's ink up this sentiment in Berry Burst. Clean up my space here. Okay, so let's ink this one up in Berry Burst. So don't forget to like my video and share my video so that more people can. I'm hoping I'm going to get this straight. Yep, not bad. Sorry, my head was probably in the way. Wishing I were there to give you a hug. What a lovely sentiment that is. All right. So that can go on the inside. See, Karen says that she totally agrees with me. You have to do something on the inside of the card. And I mean, like, if you're sending this in an envelope too, you need to pop something on your envelope as well. Decorate that envelope. Oh, I've just had a flood alert from my old hometown. Ugh. Okay, sorry. Messages left, right, and center. They always have to message me when I go live. Now, you could definitely use these gorgeous embellishments. Now, because this is going to be one of my cards at my buffet, I'm going to use the rhinestones because that's what people are getting at the buffet. So and that's the only reason, honestly. I would definitely use the embellishments that go with it. But because this is a buffet card, I need to do what they're using. So I'm just going to add some cute little rhinestones around the place. And honestly, I think 3 is plenty. And we all know what's coming next, don't we? A little bit of Wink of Stella. So let's grab some of that Wink. Now, I've had quite a few people ask me about filling the Wink of Stella. Now, it's not something that's condoned by Stampin' Up. So they do not advise you to refill your Wink of Stella. So don't get me in trouble with Stampin' Up by doing what you're doing. But there you go. Look at that gorgeous card. Isn't that ribbon just stunning? Don't you think that ribbon is awesome? And that is using the Regal Flora set. So this is brand new in our mini catalog. The only way that you can get your hands on these products right at this very moment is to join my team and purchase the starter kit. You can pop any of these in your starter kit. Yes, Karen, my mum and dad are safe from flooding. My daughter that still lives in Lismore, she lives in Lismore, not in Casino with mum and dad anymore. She is safe from flooding, but it will flood not actually at her place, but it will flood around. I mean, the house where she lives doesn't flood, but the areas around the neighborhood will flood. So I'm hoping that it doesn't come to that. I'm hoping that the weather will hold off, and for everyone's sake in Lismore, they don't need another flood. They really don't. So thank you everyone for hanging out with me today. It's been awesome to hang out and craft with you. I will be back live again tomorrow morning. I've changed it now to 9 a.m. in the morning because honestly, I've turned into this night owl for some reason. And then getting ready early in the morning, I just don't seem to have time. So I'm changing my time slot to 9 a.m. in the mornings. And I will be live tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. coming to you live again with some of the fun brand new products from the new mini catalog. So if you loved what I've done today, give me the thumbs up. Like and share this video with your friends, and also make sure you come back and join me again tomorrow morning where I'll showcase some more brand new products that I got in my pre-order. So I hope you're loving seeing what is coming up in our new catalog. As I said, if you would like a catalog sent out to you and you're not already working with a demonstrator, please feel free to scan that QR code that is on your screen, and fill in the registration form. That will pop you onto my mailing list, and I will endeavor to try and get those catalogs out early next week. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me today, and I will